Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today is going to be a book review of John Scalzi's Redshirts. This is the first book I've ever read by John Scalzi, so this was my introduction. I don't think it was the best book to start with, but that's that. This book starts off as like a space opera, but it's not a space opera all the way through. You follow the main character, Andy Dahl, as he gets assigned to a flagship called the Intrepid, and he's only an ensign, so he's kind of like side role in the ship. He doesn't have any major roles. Like, I think he's a linguist or something like that because he knows like certain languages, and the book it's a parody of Star Trek, and basically everything that happens, if you can imagine, it's like Star Trek. They go out in the universe trying to seek life, and they do have these away missions where they go down on different planets and communicate with new species and all that type of stuff. It's like basically exactly like Star Trek, and Andy Dahl kind of discovers something weird when he's there, that all the non-important people on the flagship start to die, or they've always died, and the people working there with him, the same like level of job that he is, they have noticed certain things that are going on. So it's kind of like half a mystery that's going on, and we don't know why all these non-important people on the ship are dying, but why the like captain and the people that are like more important are staying safe, even though they seem to have diseases and they seem to get in accidents, but they always manage to make it through. And so you have this mystery element while being on this like spaceship, being like a space opera exactly like Star Trek. It's basically a parody. So this book is very character heavy and most of all dialogue heavy. So it can open on every single page and there's dialogue. Like, the whole story is written in dialogue, but it's not written like a play. Like, it's still like a normal text with paragraphs and everything like that, but the whole thing takes place over what type of conversations they have with people. Like, there's nothing happening that isn't a conversation with someone, and that's how information was revealed. This I thought was great because it's like, it makes it funny and fast tempo, and it makes you like pay attention to the interaction between people. But on the other hand, you don't get so much explanation on like the environment, on the mission, and that's something I really wish I had more of, like the missions that they went on. And so there's something strange going on with the ship, right? But I think it was introduced way too quickly. I kind of wish Andy Dahl would have gone down on some away missions, that things have been happening a little bit while before the action and the plot twist was introduced. There is a plot twist that kind of changes the whole direction of the story. I think it's about like 150 pages through, or maybe a little bit less, and I love the concept of this book. I can't talk about the actual concept because it would be a spoiler, but the concept of this book I think is phenomenal, and I thought it was really fun. Like, it's basically a parody, so it isn't very deep. The conversation isn't deep. The like level of character depth is very surface level, and it's very like funny, witty, doesn't really have any character depth. Something else really great about this is that I was never bored throughout the whole book. Like, I feel like I could not predict what was going to happen in this whatsoever, and I really enjoyed that. It's like interesting, the cons in this book can't really be cons because every flaw is related to the plot twist and the reason why things are happening, like why there's only dialogue, why characters are very surface level, why everything in this book happens because of the purpose of the book. Like, there's nothing that happens that isn't related to the overall mission and the direction the book is going. So it's very one-sided, but because of the plot twist and because how this book is explained, it makes sense. But I just wish there was like more of side things happening. I wish there's more depth, but I know that's not what the author was going for, but that's just like how I felt when I was reading it. So something that's very interesting about this book is that the ending is, this book basically ends on page 225 of this like 300-page book. So all of this is the main book. This is written in third person, I believe, and this is the good part, and I think the ending is really funny and I really liked it, and I would give this part 4 stars. So I thought it was good. I understand all the mistakes because it's not really a mistake when an author intends to do it. Do you know what I mean? And I was definitely laughing out loud at moments, and I think this part is definitely 4 stars. So if you decide to pick this book up, I would suggest just ending right there and right before the coda starts. And then there's 3 chapters of coda, first person, second person, and third person. So yeah, you heard that right, second person. Basically the whole plot ends here, and then you get coda 1, coda 2, coda 3. This is like the first person is a blog post, and then coda 2 is written in second person, and in my opinion it did not work, and I think it was a bit pointless to put it in second person. I don't understand the purpose of that, and it wasn't relevant to the story. It's kind of like, you know, when the story ends and then all of a sudden there's like this extra scenes happening that don't really add anything to the story, but they're fun if you're like a super fan, you know what I mean? So I thought it was completely unnecessary, and for me it actually dragged down the enjoyment of the story because I was already like out here and it ended like perfectly. And then all of this happened, first person, second person, third person POV. If you want this, and this is actually like a parody and a comedy in my opinion, but if you want it to be like a little bit more romancy, you can just skip coda 1, coda 2 and go straight to coda 3, which I thought was a little bit better, and it does put like a bit of an extra plot element to the story. But all in all, like, I'm interested in reading more of this author because I think the writing style, like, I flew through this. It's such a quick, easy, fun read, but stop before coda 1. Promise me, okay? Just do yourself a favor, ignore your curiosity. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give this 3 stars all in all, just because I didn't like the ending bit. I wish I would a little bit more intro in the beginning, like adapting us into the story, into the plot, deeper characters, more dialogue action. But I don't know if I would recommend this, but I'm gonna pick up more by this author and maybe I'll recommend that, because this has like a 3.8 rating on Goodreads, which is not bad, but this author has like better books with higher ratings. So everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Comment down below if you're interested in reading this book or if you have read it and your thoughts on it. I hope you have a brilliant day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!